Good afternoon, guys, beloved people. Listen, I know it's been a while since I made a video recording about those things, but listen, this been in my spirit so bad. So bad. So I just had to come on and just talk about it. I don't know how long I'm finna be because, I gotta go eat something. Gotta go eat. So I was thinking about, right, there's a counterfeit in the land. There's a counterfeit in the land. When you think about counterfeits, right, you think about, oh my God, I've been bamboozled. I've been lied to. They're not telling me the truth, right? I've been tricked. I was reading somewhere where they said that they're not going to produce lab-grown chocolate. I'm like, what the chocolate did to you? You got to produce some lab-grown chocolate. What's wrong with y'all? Producing some lab-grown chocolate. So there's some counterfeits in the land. And so when you think about counterfeits, right? Counterfeit is something that is not the real deal. It's not the real deal. And so it is in the natural, so it is in the spiritual. And so counterfeit strives in an environment where there is the truth is being overlooked, where the people are sleeping spiritually, where there is distraction or lack of discernment. So we're going to talk about there's a counterfeit in the land. And so Matthew 13:24 through 30 begins to talk about the parable where Jesus was talking about the wheat and the tares. And it begins to say, that the wheat and the tares grow together until the time of harvest. Notice the word until the time of harvest. And so let the wheat and the tares grow together because eventually you're going to see who's who. And so we live in a time where everything looks counterfeit, right? Let's take AI, for example. AI is the perfect example of counterfeit pictures, counterfeit music, counterfeit writing. It's all just counterfeit. But there is a counterfeit in our land, right? And so the danger of this is that it looks real. It sounds real, but it's not real, and it can deceive the very elect. And that's what the Bible has been trying to teach us all along, that we have to be very careful and be very mindful that we don't be deceived by the things that are being produced now into the world. And so we live in a time where we see counterfeit spirits, we see counterfeit people, we see counterfeits anointing, we see counterfeit pastors, we see counterfeit church, we see some counterfeit fruits, right? So we see everything that looks counterfeit. It's not truth. Counterfeit truth, it's not there. And so just because we live in a society where the wheat and the tares are growing together doesn't mean you compromise your anointing, doesn't mean you compromise what God has called you to be, right? And so just because it's growing together doesn't mean that it was planted by God. A lot of stuff that are growing and are manifesting is not planted by God. God didn't call it. God didn't ordain it. And so, yes, there's an evil rising in the land, and people need to be aware of what's taking place. And so I begin to ask myself a few questions, right? So the question I begin to ask myself is, what is real? What is fake? Right? Because people talk about, oh, well, God did this and God